It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Cafe studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon.
It is afternoon, isn't it? Happy afternoon, everyone.
And we are on time.
It's remarkable.
Who the hell are we?
Yeah, like I said yesterday, where is my partner? What did you do with Freddie Santori? Because I don't know who you are.
I vegan it out, baby.
You're vegan and on time. I think you're changing it up on me. I don't even know. What a day in our studio. Welcome to our wonderful Wednesday at the Brooklyn Cafe Show. You can find us live all over social media, Roku, Amazon Fire, and of course, our phone lines are open. Give us a call at 888-994-4995. Today is, I think, Freddie's dream. It is the perfect example of running two studios as well as the New Dawn Theater at the same time for a master networking event. We've got a lot of people here, so if you are in the area, come on out. We're at 2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard. Yes, the sign says Little Palm Family Theater. And yes, yesterday we had Kendra Erica with us, otherwise known as KE from the Billboard Top Charts. This is where she got her start.
I know, she was under that regime of, what's-her-face?
Ariana Grande.
That one.
Pretty amazing,
All
right?
of it, yeah.
We said to her yesterday, so do you know who got their big break here? Start? She said, yeah, me. We went, you were here too? So yes, that is exactly where we are at Little Palm Family Theater. A lot of things going on. There is a master networking event going on in the theater. Gen G and Moby Pop, they are hosting and opening the Boca Raton chapter. They meet here every Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. So for more information, you can contact Jen. All you have to do is start a new text message on your phone. My pinky always goes out the wrong way. The number is 55312, and the message is POP, P-O-P. Put your hands up. If you put your fingers together, what does your pinky do?
It's broken. I have a broken finger.
What about your left hand?
I have pills in it. How come you don't get no water here?
Here.
You always have water.
Here, because...
That's not water, it's vodka.
It's water.
I know.
Because I am being, what we say, we're minimizing our carbon footprint, and we are no longer using water bottles in our studio. So yes, there is water in my mug. And funny, on the bottom of my mug has Jody's last name from WWNN, because she gave us these mugs, our on-air mugs.
All right, listen, I'm very excited today.
Yes.
I'm super excited. And I had my chia seeds last night.
Oh, goodness.
So I am flying with superfood, like Superman. But I am very excited because we have some guests on with us today. And we went through this whole thing today about what's happening. What's happening here February 25th?
February 25th, with the Dignity Memorial as the sponsor, we are doing a celebration of life presentation, and we are celebrating Freddie's life. And it's a little weird to be planning all of this with you.
Why is it
I mean, thankfully
weird?
you're here with, but I have to tell you that the pictures that Kim showed us, and we're going to talk to Kim, and B's going to put all the information out with Dignity Memorial, and we have Melissa and Jaime. It's beautiful that we celebrate it with you, but listening to your stories, it's like, wow, this is
it's kind of scary, right? And I left
weird.
the good stories for the 25th. Wait till you hear this.
You're going to roast yourself?
Oh, my God, yes. Oh, you know, I was going to ask, is this like a roast that you do on that thing? So they make fun of me? No, really? That's okay, I can take it. Jamie's on here, he's all over it.
We have Jaime Santiago with us, who is the area director. We've got Kim Weiss with us, who is the event coordinator for Dignity Memorial. Coordinator. And we've got Melissa Patalo, marketing director. And Wayne is not with us, but very special thank you to Wayne Henry, who was with us early this morning.
Yeah, he sort of organized all this.
He organized it, put it all together. Relax, everyone. If you can do what you do every day, you can certainly do what we do, right? So no reason ever to be nervous with us. Just have some fun and share what's going on.
The funniest thing, I was talking to Wayne one day, and he wants us to show how they prepare a body.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. He did. He says to me, and I said to him, well, first of all, you got to get some sign off for something because somebody's not going to be too happy about that. And second of all, he says, no, these people are willing to do it. So I says, that's kind of spooky, Wayne.
What do you mean prepare a body?
I don't know. That's
Prepare
what
a
he
body?
said. Prepare. Maybe he's not talking about the body itself. He's talking about
he's
how they
maybe
put-
talking dressing or
Like
something
that.
like that.
Yeah,
but,
because there's
yeah.
something you guys do also for in whites or something, white clothing.
You
dressing.
guys do what? Different than what you guys do?
Yeah, we don't do that.
Who are you?
We put on a suit and stuff.
And who are you guys?
Jewish people.
Oh, he's looking at me and Jaime, and I'm thinking, I'm trying to figure out the connection of where
I
you're
thought I had to
from.
give you a little guidance. You guys.
The Orthodox, they do wear a shroud, and they do a simple box. It's very different.
As
Me?
opposed to Puerto Rico has a complicated box.
Well, in the Orthodox, and I don't know the details of it, so I don't want to speak out of line, and you would all probably know better. They do more simple. It's back to the basics. It's just a simple cloth shroud, kind of like how you entered the earth, the physical body, but not being naked.
I have absolutely nothing to say about
A
that.
little more simple. So that's all I can tell
'Cause I
you.
didn't come in with any cloth.
But actually, next Tuesday, we're going to be at Babillon in West Boca. Is that where you're based out of?
It's one of my locations, yes.
So we're going to be doing a remote location there. We get to see what's going on. We were up in Lake Worth a few months ago. We're going to be at Babillon, and then on the 25th, please RSVP so we can get a head count because we're going Latino style. Of course, Presidente is going to be catering, which is unbelievable to me because this is everything that you love. We're going to be celebrating on February 25th from 4 to 7 p.m. right here in our AMP2 TV studios. It is a free event, compliments of Dignity Memorial. It's about getting some information and planting the seed or taking the next step to making your pre-arrangements so your loved ones don't have to do that in their time of need, in your time of
and
need.
never too young, you know. If you want to start this early, they got payment plans and everything else. We're going to be talking about that as well. I'm talking to my Latino community as well. We're going to have Fuego in full force. We're going to have 2 studios going on at the same time because we want this message to be heard loud and clear. And there'll be a little surprises on February 25th. I don't want to say nothing, but come on down. We will stop the head count at a certain number. You know that, right?
Yeah, well, theoretically we do, but Freddie has never, ever turned anyone away.
That's
So
why God
honestly,
created a
that's not
parking
going
lot.
that's why God created a warehouse bay door that will be opened up, is what I'm 100% sure. We should get a food truck.
She got 2. Do you know?
See, I know how to plant the seeds.
We
yes.
are actually going to be covering the concert. They got 12 food trucks at Meisner Park. Why don't we get in touch with some of those guys?
They're having the meeting today. Yeah, and yes, I sent that information out. We're going to bring the food trucks here, I think, on Wednesdays to work with this marketing event as well.
We used to call them in the day Cuchi Frito trucks. You remember that?
No.
Cuchi Frito. You know how to Cuchi
No,
Frito?
no, no.
You know the lights?
Uh-huh.
When you walk into a Spanish bodega, so they have the lights on
Yeah.
That's a Cuchi Frito. So we used to call them Cuchi Frito truck. You don't remember that?
No.
Really?
He's a little younger than us, Freddie.
How old are you?
I'm allowed to say how old I am on air? I'm 34.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're old enough to be his father. What? You. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We're not participating in
Yeah,
that.
a little bit of a younger
staying out.
generation.
Left me speechless.
It's always funny when you actually think about that and you go, wow, it's a whole nother, right, he's closer to Freddie's age than ours.
I can't believe my age because it seems like yesterday I was 12.
Seems like last year, next month, we're hitting that birthday again, is all I can tell you.
Not looking forward to that whatsoever. But anyway, we move on.
Let's get talking to Dignity Memorial, and we've got everybody here. I don't know where you want to start. Jaime, you may as well start. You've been here before. You know how we kind of rock and roll. Let's talk about what you do.
So I currently oversee about 8 of the locations in the immediate area, including the Babillon locations, our east location on Federal Highway, and our west location on 441, just on the southwest side of Glades Road. I also oversee Crayer Fairchild, our Crayer Becker location, and as well as anything that says Crayer on it.
Okay, how many are those?
Well, we have 5, 6.
So we have 7 careers, and I have 10 funeral homes in my territory, and we stretch from Boca Raton to North Miami Beach. We have 3 cemeteries and an underwater memorial. We also own and operate our own crematory here in Southeast Florida. So once a loved one chooses Dignity Memorial, their loved one never leaves our care from beginning to end.
How did you get in the funeral business? Either one of you.
Wow.
Well, I've been doing this 22 years, and so I started with a family friend along the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and that's when I started, 1997. Please do not start doing math and trying to
Don't
guess
worry.
my age.
I don't even know what that is. Math, we don't know.
Now, the last time we did a show up in, was it Boynton? Delray? Where were
We were like in the Lake Worth area.
Lake Worth. And the lady that was there, she got into the business because she had a calling when she was younger. Remember
Yes.
this? And she speaks to spirits. Did you know this?
Heather sees spirits and she speaks to them ever since she was a kid. That's has been her calling. See what we bring out on air?
Wow.
Pretty amazing,
Good to
right?
know that about Heather.
Good to know that.
But I
We've
gotta
known
tell
Heather
you,
for a long time.
but she's on. She doesn't tell anybody. She said it on the air. I don't know why. But we had this interesting conversation about how she does what she does because she's always had this calling. So it's like really normal for her. So I wanted to know if you guys had any kind of callings. I mean, you've been in this business long enough, and you must have seen a lot of really particular things, which is the stuff I always like to talk about. Have you seen anything different out of the ordinary?
I think for me, when I was 8, turning 9, I lost my best friend. And he was diagnosed with leukemia, cared for out of St. Jude's. And at that time, they didn't deem it appropriate for children to go to funerals. So I never got to celebrate my friend Clinton's life. I believe they were trying to protect me. But from that point forward, I kind of knew every life deserves celebration and everyone should be included.
Very cool. And do you have a favorite story that you can share or something different that happened around you?
I've been working for the company for 14 years, and every day is a new day, and it's always something that's more surprising, more bigger. I've done celebrations of life in airplane hangars.
Really?
Where they've moved out $30 million jets because he was an airplane mechanic, and we've celebrated with 600 people in an airplane hangar. We've celebrated in the funeral homes, in backyards,
Wow.
in churches.
Have you always been an event planner?
Everything I've ever done in my life has led up to me being an event planner. I started working in, my girlfriend owned a party store. So in high school, I started working in her party store. So it was like a little playground. I worked at the Boca Resort in the catering department and making baskets for the rooms and different things like that. So every job that I've had kind of brought me. My husband is a funeral director, general manager, and he was at work and he said they were coming up with this new position. I think you'd be great for it. And so I went for it and interviewed with Melissa and 2 other managers, bosses. Probably at the time I didn't know who I was sitting in front of. I remember
She did an excellent job.
I remember saying,
That's why she's to the right.
yeah. So, but yeah, it's been amazing.
What I love so much about Dignity Memorial, it's always a mouthful for me to put Dignity Memorial out, is the celebration of life that you have. And people plan their funerals and they plan their end of life, and that's the goal. But to actually do it, and I always say with dignity, but to celebrate who that person was, and you're going to be sad, right? And you were showing us some pictures, and I don't even know this little girl, and it brought me to tears just seeing that. But how you do it, and you celebrate everyone's life individually. 600, if someone told me I had to plan an event for 60 people, let alone 600, and how you do this with grace, and it was just matter of fact, and what you put together was spectacular.
It's like I'm a reverse wedding planner. We have to plan in 2 or 3 days what sometimes could take a year. I mean, sometimes we have, bars and catering and you name it, DJs, different. I mean, we've had it all.
Yeah, which is why I'm really excited about Freddie's event on the 25th, simply because we're giving her this much ample time. Typically, she's putting this together in about 3 to 5 days.
That's amazing.
It's a lifetime in a day that we go through.
It's amazing that you can get things done that quickly.
And we get one chance to do it right, and we have to build a strong team that's capable to have the resources and work together to do it.
Oh, no, I can relate to that, right? When we do a shoot, you only get one chance to get it right. When my brother died, I had a small funeral parlor. It was Ortiz in East Tremont in the Bronx, big place. And they gave me a small room because he died unexpectedly, and I didn't expect anybody to come. They had to open up a whole wing of the amount of people that poured out. And I was amazed. I hadn't seen some of these people in 25, 30 years, the people from Vietnam that he grew up with and everything. Everybody poured out. And those tables, you know, you have the war tables is what we call them. Everybody was there. I didn't know what to do. You know, you don't know, you're sort of walking in a haze. I never knew what celebration of life meant until I met you guys.
The tables are a big part of it. We are taking out the pews in all of our funeral homes because nobody wants to sit in a straight row with their back to people that they might not have seen in years, and they want to spend time. So the tables promote sharing those memories of your loved one and talking about it and meeting the people that you may never have met before but are a big part of the person that you're celebrating, have been a part of their life.
Right.
That celebration of life is for those left behind, to share all of those memories of
It's amazing.
how we knew the loved one.
And it takes away the edge. You know, you're a little edgy going in. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to expect. You don't know what's going to happen. Like when my father died, my cousins got together and they formed a song for him. And they played it on the radio. I was like, you got to be kidding me. But he was so well known in the community that everybody, and I got cousins that do music and what have you, and they came out and they did this. You never know what's going to happen. So if you can pre-plan something, if you can talk about it, first you got to you got to get together and you got to be able to talk about it.
Sure.
The psychology behind it, because it is for those that you leave behind, making it a little bit easier. And knowing what you want. Yes, I don't want to be cremated. I'm saying it on the air again. Do not cremate me. I don't want that.
You know, we try to not make light of it, but be respectful and show choices, but that it's not a fearful topic. It's not something that you want to bury your head in sand. So will we laugh about it? Yes. Does Freddie do it this way? But this is your wishes. Now I found out I can be a diamond. So I'm like, because I didn't like my options until about 3 weeks ago. So I couldn't really commit to what I wanted. Then I found out you can use your hair or your ashes and be a diamond. And I thought, heck, I'm so in because I could actually be a diamond now. I can give you my hair next time I get a haircut. And we can go through this process, right? I can make, my kids might be creeped out. I can do two, one for each kid. They can wear it, they can have it, I can put it away. This way I can do that and then decide what I'm going to do with my remains. But it opens the conversation. So we go out on Saturday nights and I have these conversations and people say, how do you come up with these topics? But they're topics, it's our generation and it has to be discussed. And when you say, do you want to leave this to your children? That's where it gets everyone.
Sure.
You know, you don't want to do it for you, but do you want to leave this to your kids? And then everyone says, absolutely not. I don't want to leave that to my children. Then I guess, so A plus B means C, I need to make these arrangements.
Sure, and you know, I think it's every parent or every person's ideas that, you know, the simpler the better, or, you know, I just don't want to burden anybody with finances or making tough decisions and, you know, just bury me in the backyard type of, you know, attitude. And, you know, the healing process truly doesn't begin until that person's life is truly recognized. And what I think is phenomenal, and I don't know if it was my calling to per se do this for a living or Melissa's, but I can tell you I've seen some of Kim's work, and it is her calling. I think she thinks I joke with her all the time when I say she's one of my favorite people in this company. But she is, and she is, and she doesn't know why, but she is, because every single solitary event that she plans, every detail she puts in, she is changing everybody's lives, and she's changing the way people view this, and she's changing the conversation that I have personally at the table, or any one of the counselors like Wayne gets an opportunity to have with the family when you invite us in your home, and have it, and we can bring such a uniqueness to celebrate that life, and, you know, take a moment that we thought would be sad and really uplift you and make it positive. And
You're
I think
absolutely
she's
right.
absolutely phenomenal.
It changes everything. My grandmother passed away, I don't even know how many years ago, and it was on February 3rd. It's my mom's birthday, so her mother passed away on her birthday, and everyone wears black. Well, February 2nd is National Women's Heart Awareness Month. She passed away from a heart attack, so, right, the color is red. So I wore a red dress in my mind to commemorate her life and what she passed from. Hundreds of people looked at me horrified that how could I do that? And here I am thinking of you.
That's amazing.
That's
My
amazing.
grandmother was in her 90s, right? She lived a very long and unbelievable life. So here I am thinking I'm doing something to commemorate her in a happy way. And everyone was horrified. How can you not wear black? And in my mind, I thought, I don't want anyone wearing black to my service.
Right.
I am not a black person, right? That would be the last thing. The more sequins, feathers, sparkles you've got, celebrate, throw, the butterflies in the air.
Sure.
But when you see that, so I'm so happy to meet you because this is what you do every day.
And Dawn, something you said is the most important thing. That is sharing your wishes, what you want, so that families, when something like this occurs, they get back to remembering you for who you were and celebrating your life lived because you've made these plans in advance and you've taken care of that burden from them. And everything's going to be carried out just as you want.
And you can do it now. The case of what you had to do, Kim, this week, they could not have known pre-need, could they have? Was this a prearranged? It was a 13-year-old girl,
She was sick for a
so
while.
they knew for a little while.
They knew they had to get it done.
But still, it's difficult for
Right.
parents
Oh my gosh.
facing
To
something
get
at
to
that
that
time.
point.
So knowing that we build relationships everywhere we go, and this was a relationship that Kim and her husband had actually built from being involved parents with cheerleading, and they trusted Kim and they knew that this would be handled.
How did you do that? I mean, think about not knowing this child is hard enough, but to know the family, the responsibility for you must have been that much greater because in your heart you loved this little girl. You knew her, right? She grew up with your daughter.
Well, she went to they cheered for Cheer Florida, the same place, but I was thinking that I would want somebody to do that for me. So that's just what drives me to make sure that everything is the way it should be.
It must have been rewarding to see that after it was all said and done, everybody came up to you and says, this is fantastic. When we did the shoe, we saw some of the tables, some of the things that they do, and I get amazed. When I had to go through all these things, I didn't have that support. I didn't know that this was even available. Latinos have a whole different mentality in Puerto Rico than they have here. The old school, not the young school, the old school. And it's difficult because we have to understand that change is coming and you've got to make these decisions. My sister didn't fly out, my brother's gone. I had to make these decisions. I didn't even know it was right, wrong, and different. I did the best I thought that he would want. And
So have you thought about what you would wear to your event?
Yes.
This.
I'm going to
I'm
wear...
thinking this is what I'm thinking.
I'm going to get me a guayabera. I'm going to have... And it's funny because
I know, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, I know that you're going to be wearing
That's
this.
what I wore today.
I know.
But we have this thing that I want something, everybody that I've buried, my parents, my brother, they have something in their pocket that I know because I always told you, for me, death is about this bus and your ticket comes in, you get on the bus, and everybody has something in their lapel in their pocket. I'm going to look for dad, I'm going to look for mom, look for my brother.
You left something with mom too?
Yeah. I have something with everybody because I'm going to find them. And don't end here.
True that.
Hey, this is too complicated for it to end like this.
You're making this really easy on Kim because she's going to get a whole bigger
He's
perspective.
given me so
right?
much
Yeah, I
ammunition.
know.
So
We're
much
super
ammunition
excited
today.
about this February
Yeah,
25th event.
I mean, I'm going to be taking this on the road. I'm going to be talking about this to everybody. I'm going to go to Publix and say, come to my
I
my
hope so,
party.
man.
We hope so.
I think the other thing you're going to find is that with the setup, with the event, with the feel in the air, and you being here actually to hear people's stories about you is going to be. I think,
Interesting.
it's going to be great.
To say the least.
Yeah.
And we have had that with other families. We've had a family perhaps in Pensacola. You guys may remember this. She knew that she had a terminal illness. She knew that her time was coming. And she started doing the pre-planning. And she said, wait, this is probably going to be the party of a lifetime. Can we host it before I become too terminal? And we were like, sure, let's do it now.
That's cool.
So they actually had 2 events for her. They were able to have a pre-event that she was able to attend, and then a post-event where she then recorded messages that she wanted to be heard to make sure that she was still lifting the spirits of everyone who loved her.
That's amazing.
I think we
right?
should do pre-events.
I
From
agree.
here until kick the bucket. Every show we do a pre-event.
I think we kind of do that.
I think so.
I think pretty much we have a party here every day.
Every day. And I want to do the game board. I'm going to make myself a promise. I'm going to give myself 30 days to get that game board in here because I want to put this as part of the game board. We're going to have a Brooklyn Cafe game board, different aspects because we used to have so many different stories over the years, and there's going to be a part of this that's going to be in that game.
I think it's a great idea.
I think so.
And big news, we're actually taking over FAU Instagram today.
Okay, time out. Time out. What the hell is that?
We got to be a mic.
Get a mic. They blurt out these things at night.
I guess I should tell you
Oh
these
my
things.
gosh.
What is it?
So basically, FAU, Florida Atlantic
Put it on your
University.
camera.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Hold on one second, guys. Coming to you,
On
coming to
camera 3.
theaters near you. Yes. Hey, FAU. Remember me? No. So basically, it's just, Instagram, you know how they have stories. You look at your story on Instagram.
Yeah.
We're taking over FAU's Instagram story.
Okay, what does that mean? You're
So
taking it
we're
over?
promoting who we are, what we love to do, what you guys love to do, and what you're all about.
So
for
everything,
thousands
right?
of students.
FAU posts today on their Instagram
Yeah.
is about us.
Yes, we're
Today.
today, right now.
Today.
So I need you to do two things. The
Okay.
first thing is you got to tell all of FAU to come here on the 25th.
Okay,
I
we
want
can do that.
1,000 people.
Wait, better yet. Wait, hold on. Better yet. How about you tell them? Hold
I want
on.
them to come. I want them to come. That's the first thing. The second
Oh,
thing,
wait,
I
hold
want
on,
all of
hold on,
FAU
hold
to
on.
come and join the new 2020 vision that you guys created.
We
last
created
Okay.
that last night. How do
Wait,
you
night.
like
You drive
that?
me nuts with this.
Can you say it one more time?
I want to invite everybody to come on down here, February 25th. They're going to be a celebration of life for me. So all of FAU, come on down, especially the football team. Come on down. I want to meet you, put you on the air, have a little pork sandwich, pulled pork, have a little fun. Come on down, have a little fun.
Celebrating Freddie's life.
That's right.
I can bring you a football player. I have a nephew that plays at FAU.
Oh,
You can.
That's
I
a great
can.
start.
There's a great start.
And you think the Blaze brothers will come now?
I bet they
Let's put
would.
the NFL. Maybe I call Lawrence Taylor to come down.
we're meeting them on Monday. We'll
Oh,
invite
wait.
Danny and Brian as well.
My husband's retired NFL. Maybe I'll get him to surprise you.
Who's your husband?
I can't say.
I'm all in.
I can't say.
All right.
Who did he play for? Can you say that?
He retired from
Miami
the Indianapolis Colts, and he was drafted originally to the Packers, and his name is Tony Bennett.
You know Tony Bennett.
That's her
Oh,
husband.
you
little
know
bit.
it. She knows him.
She knows him.
She
That's
for
her
sure
husband.
knows him.
You know Tony Bennett?
No, I don't know her, Tony Bennett.
He left his heart in Indianapolis, not San Francisco.
They told Tony Bennett.
Well, we're excited because
Love
Monday we're going to be talking about we're creating a football sports network here. And we're meeting with them, and the Blades brothers are going to be creating their own show, and they're going to be interviewing different people that have retired from the sports industry and what they're doing now and how they're giving back to the community. So
I got a
another
couple
one.
of players that are going to be showing up for that as well. But that Mr. Bennett would be most appreciative.
Okay, I'll let him know. We want to invite you guys on a field trip, too, to the Neptune Memorial Reef.
Where is
Well, I
that?
want to talk to
love
you
it.
about that because Wayne is going there.
Yes,
I told him,
it's
hold your breath.
fabulous. It's an underwater memorial. It's Miami's #1 dive spot. We were just most recently featured on Friday by Fox Sports Mexico. They did a special on us for the Super Bowl. And it's an underwater memorial that looks like the lost city of Atlantis. It's fabulous. It is mystical. It is uplifting. Everything that you can imagine. You can check it out on nmreef.com. But we take cremated remains, we mix them with concrete, and they're placed on the reef. And what that does is it creates life after life, because we are the most prolific man-made coral-growing reef in the Atlantic Ocean.
Where in Miami is it?
We're right outside of Key Biscayne. If you're on a fast boat, it's about 8 minutes out. If you're on a dive boat, it's about 20 minutes out. So we're right outside of
Do you have
Key
boats that we
Biscayne.
can go on to take a look at it?
We will take you. We have
Oh,
a field
man.
trip
Okay,
going
we
in
got
June,
field trip.
and we will let you go.
You guys want to go on a
with
field
us.
trip down to Key Biscayne?
Key Biscayne.
Field trip.
I think we should do that. And then we'll stop by the North Miami studio and do a show from there. Now, let me ask you, can you put a diamond and still be in the reef, like a diamond?
Sure. We have many families who take their placements, and we most recently had a young man who was very active in sports, and he had collected his collegiate pins and his high school pins, and all of those pins were placed in his placement. So you can choose whether you want to be a dolphin, a starfish, you can a sea turtle. We have several options, right,
we also
Jaime?
have some
A
new
mermaid.
ones.
Did we
Yeah.
say mermaid?
I'm thinking
Yes, we
mermaid
have
or
a mermaid.
fairy is where I'm going.
We have
We have a
lion.
mermaid.
A lion. You mean you actually sculpture this thing and you put it down there?
It's beautiful.
Absolutely
a lion with
gorgeous.
2 diamond eyes. I need some hair. I got no hair. So you need something to put some diamonds on it. Put it right
You
on the
think we should
eyeballs.
shape your body?
That doesn't work. He says it doesn't work. I would have a jewel. Forget about it. It'd be huge. I love that idea. And that's what Wayne wants to do. I think he's going to be a guppy.
I'm thinking maybe not concrete. Maybe I know. Jen should be here because I always
It
have
gotta
this
be
workaround.
concrete.
You know, when I go to a restaurant, I very rarely order the menu as it is. I'm like, can you remove this and the dressing on the side? This is what I feel like I do with you guys at Dignity. Like, okay, I don't really like my options, so can I be a diamond and then I can do this? All right, I could be in the coral reef, but I really don't want to be with concrete, so maybe we can find something else I can mix with instead of concrete.
We definitely will work.
See that? I'm
It's
always,
gotta be
to me,
waterproof
have you ever
concrete.
noticed it's always a workaround with
the
me?
matter
There's
with
never
you?
anything straightforward. It's a both.
First of all, let me ask you. You should be a tree, right? And we plant the diamond in there. Maybe we get a diamond tree.
Or I'm
But I
gonna,
wanna
or I'm
be-
gonna
I
buy a
wanna-
copper mine, like I
but-
said yesterday.
Nah, not a copper, man. There's no money in copper, but a diamond, a diamond tree. Can I hold on to the diamond until you give it to the family?
Absolutely.
Jaime, I think this is the best conversation we could have. Them
Yes.
stating their wishes so
I
that
Right?
love
it
it.
becomes contagious with every family.
Because it should really be the conversation. It shouldn't be this, oh, I gotta talk to mom and dad or what they want. It shouldn't be this, oh, I don't want to, right?
Yeah,
It should be this
I-
open conversation.
I got to tell you, it starts off with, sometimes, kind of standoffish, but more often than not, it ends up like this.
Yes.
It ends up like this, and we end up having a real open conversation about some things, and we bring up some great memories and some good times, and we laugh. And I would say every single solitary family we've had the privilege of protecting and having this conversation with, when we leave, we get the biggest hugs, and they are part of our family for life.
I can imagine
Yeah.
the exhale must be tremendous.
Absolutely.
Now, Kim, you're a party animal because you do this every day.
Every day.
So you must be a thinker. On your feet, you see something, boom, and you
I
go.
think that's why
She
she's
is
so quiet.
phenomenal.
There is
She's just taking it on like a
she's taking it all
sponge.
in.
I feel
Are you
all the
what?
cells going
She's
in that
surrounded
brain.
herself with some good talent, and I
Oh,
bet
yeah. I
have
you're
a
going to
great
be
team.
amazed when you see this on the 25th.
So can I have like singers?
You can have whatever you want.
Because they're already texting me. Kendra wants to
Yes.
sing.
Absolutely.
They want to sing. Let them sing, baby.
Absolutely.
I want to put the steps out to teach people how to dance in my place. When I go, I want to have steps so people come in and can learn.
I think it's a great idea.
I love it. So at your house, do you throw a lot of parties?
She doesn't take her work home with her.
No, but think about it. It's
I
in
think
her
the parties
DNA.
at Kim's house have their own Facebook page.
It's
Yes.
big. They're big, right?
My husband has a backyard. He
And he loves to
enjoys
having.
his backyard.
And
He thinks he's a bar owner.
I think we should take care of that as well. Is he a bartender?
Yes, but it's just his backyard.
You know what? Let's bring him in here. We could always use a bar. Hey, you know that bar we didn't buy this morning? We could go back this afternoon.
We'll get it. Bart, I'm gonna tell you, the backyard is where I held all of my parties. I had 1,200 square foot pool. It was huge.
Wow.
So I put a hot tub in there, and then my neighbor, he ran a restaurant, big restaurant, so it was in the Bronx. He brought me a bar. So he gave me a waiter and a waitress. So for my parents' birthday, they closed the whole block down. They put a table in front, and he had a
That's
waiter
great.
for my parents. And he told them that cup of his better always had the beer and the wine or you're fired. So I learned from him the backyard is a man's cave. The whole backyard.
Absolutely.
You put some cameras back there, you have an instant
Give me another idea.
What do
I
you
got
got
my, let's go to commercial break. I'll share my idea when we get back.
You hearing this?
Give us a call, 888-994-4995. We don't need a bigger boat. We're just going to open the doors, and between us and Israel, I don't mean Israel the country, I mean Israel, our
That's what I
neighbor.
thought you were talking about. I thought we were going to Israel to get yogurt or whatever.
Look how much space we have between us and Israel's warehouse.
I know,
We
15 feet.
we can just tent it and we keep going.
And just remember, I believe February 25th is Fat Tuesday this year.
it?
So
the hell is
we'll
that?
have a little
New
Mardi Gras
Orleans Mardi
going
Gras,
on.
baby Jesus in the Mardi Gras cake. Oh, is it really?
I believe it is. We need to check the date,
Fat
but
Tuesday.
you've never
You've
heard?
New Orleans?
Let's Google it.
Let's Google.
I've been to
A
New
king
Orleans.
cake? Isn't a king
A
cake?
king cake.
And the baby Jesus is inside the cake?
So it'll be a Fat Tuesday festival as we
This is
celebrate.
getting better and better,
Margaritas,
baby.
Margarita Fat Tuesday, Tequila Tuesday.
Margarita.
And-
I'm in.
all right.
That's all it took.
One Hope, I'm going to give you guys a call. We got a tequila company coming to join us.
Oh my God, yes.
I spoke to her yesterday.
Did you?
Yep.
Tequila in
Just
the
saying.
house.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. 888-994-4995. We'll be right back with Dignity Memorial and Celebrating Life.
I think I'm going to put an RSVP for my event on the 25th.
Dr. Lee of Boca Raton Acupuncture Clinic with the PhD in neuroscience. Her practice in acupuncture helps hormone balancing, total relaxation, diabetes, and inflammation. For additional questions or to schedule a free consultation, call Boca Raton Acupuncture Clinic at 617-817-1910. Acupuncture and Chinese herbs are very effective in treating many ailments and diseases and have been used for thousands of years in China. Call today for your free consultation at 617-817-1910.
Let's all welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet TV radio production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP, the number 2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we are back at the Brooklyn Cafe TV on a wonderful Wednesday. We are here with Dignity Memorial. We've got Jaime and Kim and Melissa with us. We're talking about Freddie's Celebration of Life, which is right here at the AMP2 TV studios and New Dawn Theater on February 25th from 4 until 7 p.m. And yes, of course, there is nothing that goes on here in our studio that represents Freddie without a little bit of a toast, some Latino food, some music, some dancing, and a party. So come on out for a party.
And there's Fat Tuesday thing.
And it's Fat Tuesday.
Another surprise.
It's your son's birthday, too.
And it's Freddie's birthday. Another surprise. I got all sorts of
I
stuff.
don't think I've ever had a king cake before, though. I think
You
I'm
had
going
a queen cake?
I always have a queen cake,
What the
but
hell's
I've never had a king cake.
What is that, a king cake?
A king cake? It's a very traditional pastry that's served at Mardi Gras time, and there's an entire story behind it. And I will work hard to have you a king cake here
Really?
by the 25th.
Is there booze in this cake?
There is not booze, but it
babies.
is filled with cream cheese and a baby that will bring you prosperity for years to come.
If you get the piece that has the baby,
I stick my hand in there, I'll get a piece.
it's baby Jesus, I think, right?
I ain't got
It
no
represents-
shyness in my
It
game, I
represents.
tell you. I
Well,
go
it
find
represents
it.
baby.
Now, there is something in the old school, in the old days, they used to do something called Dominican cake. And Dominican cake had brandy in it. And it was very moist. So when you've been into this thing, you were like drinking liquor. I mean, seriously. So that's why I'm asking.
Oh no, it's not gonna have
if
any
they
of
had
that.
little brandy. You ever, yes, Dominican
Not as
cake.
fun.
I don't think so.
Dominican
Sounds good.
cake. You
We're
ever
going to
had
put a little
Dominican cake?
toast of something in there.
It sounds like that drink. What's that Spanish?
Coquito. Oh, we're going to have some of that as well.
Like crazy.
That Spanish drink, and she's Spanish. Yes, that thing over there.
That thing over there, I want that. I want that
Did you like the
Oh
coquito?
my gosh, I'm crazy. Do we have some now?
You know, we can go ask Israel. I know, Israel. Israel's auto body happens to be in the warehouse right next to us, so he makes coquito
He
there.
does. He's a very nice man. He says he's going to sing for me.
I can't wait.
He sings Latin tunes. We're gonna find everybody's. Let's see who does what.
So February 25th, we're going to put the invite up. It's all over social media already. Please RSVP so we can get a head count. And we'll have Jaime here at commercial break. We were talking about when they call it onboard, when you first started with Dignity, you had two different opportunities to learn from.
Sure. So, I guess the question earlier was if we had a calling, and of course I was very honest. I don't know if it was my calling, but I do believe that there is a tremendous passion for what I do, and it was based off of a lot of experience. In my onboarding process, because you have to fully gauge what it is that we do as a whole, part of it was that I had to sit in on what they call an at-need arrangement, which would mean that obviously a family experienced a loss, and their next of kin or their loved one would have to come in and make their arrangements. And it was not a great experience. Unfortunately, yeah, it was not. It was a mother who had passed, and her son and daughter who never even talked to each other. They hadn't spoken in years. Had to come together to make these arrangements for their mom. The only thing they shared in common was their love for their mother, but they just couldn't stand being in the same room. It was a really, really tough situation. It was a lot of arguing. Essentially, both got up and left. And I remember looking at the funeral director and saying, "What do we do now?" And she said, "Nothing. We have to wait till they come back, and we have to do this all over again." And I said, "I don't know if I can do that." I remember going home that night and telling my wife about the experience, and I said, I don't know what I got myself into. That was really, really tough. I can't even imagine what they're going through. And she said, "Nope, you're going to put your big boy pants back on. You have a family. You need to go back out there and try again." And I did. And I went back, and I had another at-need arrangement. And of course, passing occurred. I sat down with the same funeral director. And when I tell you, from the moment I walked into this arrangement, the aura, the feel, the conversation was completely different. It was a young lady by herself. She had just lost her mother, and she was maybe there answering some questions about dates, answering some questions about her life well celebrated, theming, and she was probably out of there in about 30 minutes. But something was different about her. She was like she had the weight of the world lifted off of her. She wasn't crying anymore. She had time to kind of grieve. And I remember looking at the funeral director and I said, "Whoa, what just happened? What happened yesterday that was so different than today?" And she said, "It's simple. The people yesterday didn't have prearrangements. We had to bring two people together that hadn't talked. They didn't get along throughout their whole lives to make these really tough decisions. That's why it lasted 2-3 hours. It was really grueling. And they came back and they got it done eventually, but they weren't happy about it. This one, Mom had the foresight. She said Dad had passed before Mom, and she wanted to make sure that she didn't leave these decisions to her daughter, so she had prearrangements in place. So all the tough questions were already answered. Everything was already done. And I think if we're going to talk about a calling in life, man, if that wasn't the light for me, I said, "Wait a minute, so I'm on that side of this business?" She goes, "That is your responsibility." I said, "I'm in. I'm 100% sold. I don't ever want to see another family go through what those kids went through, having to make those decisions. In a time like this where you're supposed to bring yourselves closer, it actually tore them apart. Whereas the family that had prearrangements in place, Mom took care of it, daughter walked out of there in 30 minutes, and she was ready to celebrate Mom's life.
And that's what family should be about,
Absolutely.
coming together and being a family.
Absolutely.
And not worrying about it. And I remember we were at the Dorsey Memorial Gardens, and we saw the catering facilities. I've never seen anything like that before. And I thought, that's so unbelievable, because you can have the service. You don't have to worry about where you're going to eat afterwards. Everything is there. You were telling me when you were in Puerto Rico, I remember talking to you. You had to take the family out to find food after your mom and your dad. There was no food.
That's a tradition that, and we wanted to keep. We wanted to seem normal. And a hurricane had just passed.
All right, it crosses cultures everywhere. It comes down why we sit here around the table with food. We couldn't even find any food.
We found one Chinese restaurant open in Macau. One, and we all got deathly ill. Yeah, we all got deathly ill. Yes. There was no water, no electricity. How the hell they cooked whatever they cooked? And I told them, order whatever you want. They had Chinese food. I don't know if it was there before the hurricane, after. All I can tell you is it crunched. Anyway, it crunched. But there's a tradition that you do always after you bury around the Hispanics in Puerto Rico. You take them to eat or something. So you do that. But this is different. This has changed the game for
But
me.
now you don't have that stress of where am I going to take, even if it's just your immediate family, 15, 20 people. When someone passes, where are you going to go eat? Or then you bring it to your home. Who's going to bring it in? Then I have to clean it up. I don't want to be cleaning, right? And then you've got the servers. Well, and then you got to hire people to serve and to clean, and it's your home, and it's so much of a thing that it's so much easier and brings everyone together. You can truly celebrate the life and not worrying about cleaning your house.
Absolutely, Don. And we're so far with the market leadership with Melissa, and it's so forward thinking that we truthfully believe every life deserves to be celebrated. Everybody's going to have a celebration one way or another. Let us do that for you. Let us take that burden off of you. As you said, it's one less thing to worry about on a really, really tough day. We can do the catering, we can do our theming for you, we can put it all together, a total package. It is what we specialize in. It is what we are absolutely, I think, changed the game. It's who we are. It's our identity.
Especially if you never had, and hopefully you don't have to for a long time, you've never been affected by the first death. My brother's death is what shook the foundation. It's the reason that I wanted to do this all out. I mean, I don't care what you want to do. It makes no difference because I know the other side. And I had to sit there. When he died, I locked myself in the bedroom. And I told everybody, just give me an hour. Because I had to focus. I had to fly my parents here. I knew my father was going to get sick of me, my mom. I had to take care of arrangements. And I had this all on me because Mimi that wanted nothing to do with it. She didn't want to even go to the funeral of my sister. She was in such a wreck. And I remember sitting there and my kids knocking on the door, everybody knocking on. I said, just give me an hour. Give me a chance to refocus what I have to do. And from what I see here, I talked to my son. I talked to Fred, very close with Freddie. And I says, I'm doing this so you don't have to go through what I went through. Because you're going to know what's going to happen. And the other side to this coin, you have to meet these people. I'm going to tell you, and not because Wayne is Wayne, but you got to meet somebody like him. Because he makes your life a whole lot easier. Because he never says no. He says, what do you want to do? How you want to do it? And we find a way to get it done if it can't be done.
And he has, absolutely, 100%, over and over again.
And that's what you need in stressful. But the very first one, when you got to go through that first one, which I don't wish on nobody, that's the hardest one. That's the one that a piece of you feel is going into that box. That was the toughest thing for me when I had to put Harry in that box. I had to hold Joe back. Because Joe wanted to throw himself, and Joe was my father-in-law.
I was going to say, Joe was your father-in-law.
But he was in the military, so we wanted to do a military thing. We couldn't do it. It was in the middle of winter, and nobody could get there. And they put him out in Pennsylvania. It was 15 feet of snow. It was the craziest thing.
Well, let's talk about that too, because not only do we have everyone's celebration of life that you can meet anybody's needs, you also have a program you work with veterans.
Yes, we do. We work with all of our veteran affiliations. And we're proud to do it. We honor veterans every single day. It's who we are, it's what we're a part of, and it's what makes our country phenomenal. No veteran is ever turned away from our services or our needs. So we have a homeless veterans program where every veteran receives a dignified burial at our expense. We work with Jaime's team to educate veterans on their benefits because many of them don't know their benefits that they're given for serving and protecting our country. Some have a belief that everything's covered by the government or that I get free cemetery. So we offer educational lunch and learns for our veteran population to come to and learn what their benefits are.
And information, like we had the gentleman here yesterday, right? He said the number one problem with the vets program is that you don't get the information.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what's available to you. You don't have anyone to have a conversation with, so you're left in the dark.
I should actually give you guys these flyers. We have some
Yeah.
others because there's an event on Saturday at Commons Park, and it's with Unified Dreams to bring veterans together, to bring awareness, and to bring in some funding. But it's a great platform for maybe someone to go and say, you know, we have these opportunities, and a lot of them have been homeless vets. We met a gentleman today when we were buying furniture who came to Florida because he had so much PTSD, and he's a vet. And so many people have served our country willingly, right? Our generation is a willing generation. And they need to know about the services that you offer.
Yeah, we'll be glad to partner with them. We're involved in the community with
Yeah.
our veterans. We host
I'll meet you there. I'm gonna go there.
We host the
Very fun.
Reads Across America every year in one of our parks. We're a big sponsorship for Fleet Week for the young men and women who are serving our country aboard our naval vessels. We have large celebrations, Veterans Day and Memorial Day, to thank those who served. So we'll be glad to partner with them.
Excellent. I mean, we got a whole bunch of vets. Captain, which
We haven't
was
seen her in a while.
She's around. She texted me. Captain was a homeless vet, and we met her at a shoot, and we brought her on to the staff here, and it changed her life. She went from 9 years of living in the street. Now she has a place. She's worked with Dignity as well. She's worked with Wayne, and she's turned her whole life around.
It takes all of us.
It does.
It takes a village. It takes everyone. Let's give out some information how people can find you, the best contact.
Oh, Melissa can start.
Okay.
if she
Great.
wants,
We're
yeah.
all a part of the Dignity Memorial Network. We're North America wide. So if you make your arrangements here in Florida, they will transfer with you wherever you decide to move across North America and Puerto Rico. Our website is dignitymemorial.com. The Neptune Memorial Reef is nmreef.com. You can follow us on Facebook. And we appreciate you hosting this session and bringing to light what many people don't want to talk about.
It's a conversation.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I know these ladies have to get going, but I do want to mention we talked about opening up everything. When you guys show up for Freddie's celebration on the 25th, please be open to the conversation, be open to what you were seeing, and yes, that is. When I tell you Kim's going to put a package together that is going to be phenomenal, be willing to have that conversation with us because it's definitely something that everybody, I believe, wholeheartedly should have.
And if you don't want to do it for you, do it for your kids. I'll
right.
play the Jewish Guild card all the time. I have no problem whatsoever.
But it's just common sense.
Well, people
Do it for
don't
your
think
kids.
about it. You think, I'm not ready to do it. I'm healthy. I'm good. It's
But
not about...
nobody's inviting you to die.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody on the 26th, I'm leaving. I'm not going on a jet plane or anything. You're just preparing for something that we all have to go
Just
through.
have the conversation.
That's all. And you know what? Do it in your style. Because if you're doing it in somebody else's style, you ain't going to be happy.
Can you imagine me doing it in your style? Are you doing it in a sparkle rainbow wand?
I'm going
I
to tell
don't
you scare me because this is the way we communicate on the set. Freddie, turn on the lights. I'm sitting here. Are you going to pass like papers into my box one day?
I'm going to put something in your pocket so you'll find me again.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Gina, she steals my lines.
Yeah.
But yes, come on out. We have a conversation. And if anything, I'll feed you, I'll burp you, and then we have the conversation. How's that?
And before we go, I want to ask B, what's happening on Instagram?
Ooh.
Is anybody even paying attention?
I've been
Focusing on the board, so I haven't been paying attention, but when we go to break, I'm going to check in and see how many viewers we have.
That's right.
Hopefully
Take
it's a big number.
Take a poll.
Okay, yeah,
Make
all
one
right.
up.
You
Make
got
a poll.
it.
Maybe
We'll
we
get a-
put somebody else on board so you can, we may as well maximize the Instagram,
Right, that's
right?
true. Very true.
We've got it,
That's
and a
sick.
huge shout out to FAU. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are part of the Handshake program, which is part of the internship program. And yes, B has put a flyer together. We are always open. Our doors are always open, looking for more marketers, social media people, editors, videographers, production assistants, and you can get credit for it. So we're right around the corner. So our doors are open. I think maybe they're going to be recording. Palm Beach State is recording something, I think.
Yes, on the March 2nd.
Okay,
They're going to do a mini movie here.
okay.
So we got that all straightened out.
A lot of things. You know what they say, when you build it, they will come?
Yeah, well, stop building it because I got no place to put people.
It's unbelievable, right?
Come on down and save me. Have a cup of coffee with us.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got Actually Speaking with Ann Dector on the set. You'll be able to find her watch party. We're going to talk about the energy of the week and what's going on. So stay tuned. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you guys so much.
DignityMemorial.com, and we'll be right back.
All right.
Are you here to be good? Or are you here to be great? Outstanding? Hi, my name is Ann Shoshana Dector, and I am an author, motivational speaker, and leadership educator. I share with individuals and businesses the proven tools necessary so that you can make friends with challenges and use them as opportunities to grow from good to better, so you can have it all. Unified, supportive, and creative corporate communities, financial abundance, and a clear mission-driven purpose. Contact me at goodtobetter2020@gmail.com. Grow from good to better in 2020. Work with me individually or ask me to speak at your next event. goodtobetter2020@gmail.com.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
Does your business Moby Pop? A new way to grow your business. Using a simple keyword, drive customers right to you with just a click. Customers will receive your personalized digital business card within seconds with all your contact information in one place, including a gallery of photos, videos, and clear call to action that drives sales. Promote your products and services or share a hot new listing with custom event pages and RSVP form, boosting qualified leads. Special offers and promotions are directly sent to your potential customers' phones with text campaigns, increasing foot traffic and creating a loyal following. Let MobiPop drive your marketing campaign. Focus on your business. Let MobiPop focus on growing it.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. We are back live. That was a nice segment.
It was a great segment,
It
right?
is. And I'm glad that Anne's here.
I know you are.
Because I've been having such a week. You changed my life.
Okay, great.
It's for the better.
Good, for the better. Well, you would know because you're like,
It's for the better. I'm telling you, this man, I
You
keep.
changed my life.
It's quite a statement.
I'm going to tell you something. Last week,
Please share.
we talked about how do you say to people, there's a cost for doing business.
Yes.
And you turn that thing, you flip that. I've been using it all
I
week.
told you all week.
Can you tell me?
The energy exchange.
I'm going to let her tell you
Okay.
because the way she delivers it is phenomenal.
Well, in business, right? A lot of time people, they want to either, they don't accept that they have to pay for services,
Okay.
correct?
Yeah.
They give you a hard time. So I always say that there's this universal concept called rite of shame. And it basically means that if you don't pay for certain things, well, for everything, there's many different ways to buy or purchase things,
Yeah.
then it doesn't belong to you. And if it doesn't belong to you, then it creates, there's no energy exchange.
Yeah.
And this is what I explain to people. I say, there is a cost to doing business. There is not only is it just in the business point, but there's a cost to living life and not purchasing your life and not owning your life. And the best way I described it was with all of our sports figures that are imploding because they're making so much money, but what are they doing with the money? How are they cleansing it? How are they purifying it? Now, I don't want to get in trouble for this because I don't know what they're doing and that's their life, but I just know that there's a universal truth that there's an energy exchange, and if you don't pay for something, then you're going to end up paying in a different way.
Yeah.
And you don't want to pay that way.
No, we call it the law of equivalent exchange.
Well, yes, and she explained it as the yin and the yang. If you want something to work out for something that you put together, you have to have the yin and the yang, right?
Yeah.
So you can not pay and it ain't gonna work.
No.
So I approach, because we do 21 other shows, so I approach owners, business owners, and people that I talk to, and I say to them, I said, let me explain this very simply to you. If you want this to be successful, you got to change your concept and understand the reason you're paying for it is not to pay to play, it's to pay to be successful.
To own it.
Yeah.
And to own it. Skin in the game, as she called
Skin
it.
is the game.
Skin in the game, right?
But it never. I'm usually the one that talks to people and sort of say to them, "This is what's happening." When she said it to me, it like lit up this light. And my God,
A lot of people have a hard time with this concept. It's such a full chapter in my book, and people have such a hard time with it because they don't believe.
I'm listening to you. They're trying to figure out the headphones at the same time.
I'm just teasing. They don't believe that they should. They don't understand the concept of paying for everything, and they say, well, how do you make children pay? Well, children earn, they have a roof over their head, food, etc. Going to school, the privilege of you carpooling them everywhere. They have to pay for that. So I always used to say to my son growing up, to set the stage for teaching him that he has to earn everything, is what are you going to do to earn this? I go, how are you going to clean up your room tonight? Are you going to get up on time? Are you going to clean the dishes? How are you going to earn this?
I really like that concept, and since we did not appropriately introduce Ann Dector, this is Ann Dector, who is an author, speaker, spirituality coach. She is a concierge coach and helps you go from good to better, and you can reach her always at goodtobetter2020@gmail.com. But you take this into the workplace, you take this into corporate America, you take this into families that are having a little disconnect, but I love the idea of teaching our kids to earn, especially because of where we live, in the community that we happen to live in, and Boca is an amazing community.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're on the upper echelon of the economic scale.
I'm going to say it flat out. There is a lot of entitlement in this community.
Yeah.
And
A little bit.
Just a touch. And we as parents have to really, I find it one of my major challenges is my youngest is 15 and it's still where now they're starting with the cars, right?
Yeah.
With the learner's permit. And so some of his friends already got cars. And I'm like, he goes, well, when am I getting a car? I go, well, what makes you think you're getting a car? Well, everyone else has a car. And I'm going, not happening. What are you going to do to earn it? Well, this one doesn't have to earn it. I go, that's okay, but you do. So what are you going to do to earn it? When you earn it, there's also a feeling, there are two things that happen, is that when you own it and earn it, you say, yes, I did it. I made this happen. And there's no greater feeling than that. when you accomplish or you go to university and you graduate, or a big business deal, or anything, there's no greater feeling, a sense of accomplishment, than knowing you earned it, and no one can take it away from you.
True that.
So there's that feeling, and then if you earn it, then you don't have any fear that somebody's going to take it away from you. You know, it's just that energy exchange is so crucial. And it affects parents. It affects in the business world. How does it affect in the business world? Many times, if you work with customer service, they're afraid to ask for the close. They're afraid to ask for the sell. This is the sell. This is what it costs. But if they understand this concept and they buy into it and they really believe in what they're doing and believe in the product, then it's so much easier to ask for that sell and to ask for the close, because it's just an energy exchange. It's just the way it's done. It's not like it becomes something so scary and overwhelming and frightening and rejection. Well, they're not rejecting you. They're rejecting the energy exchange, and it's going to be bad for them, not bad for you.
But that's what happens in business. People don't want to hit the bottom line because they're afraid that whatever they're selling inwards, they're insecure, and they're going to say, well, they're not going to pay for that.
Right.
And so you sort of negate. And I love it. I love when the producers come forward from schools and stuff. Well, they're not going to do this and they're not going to do that. So you're already answering the question I haven't asked yet.
Correct.
So if I tell you it's $1, I don't need people telling me, well, that's too much. It's just, maybe it isn't. Let's find out if they're willing to do that. Then you negotiate the deal.
But if you put it up there front, like what I'll say when people ask me my fee or what have you, and I'll just say, listen, look, there's an energy exchange. And if you don't pay for my
That's the move
services,
right there. That's the move that
if
got
you don't
me.
pay for my services, then I'm going to end up hurting you. And I refuse to have that on my conscience.
Keep your money. And I used
That's
it.
it.
I
don't want
used it this week. I told somebody.
You use it a lot.
I do. I tell people, listen, don't come to me, and if I give you your money back, don't get offended. Okay? Because if I'm asking you for something, you tell me, no, I don't have that, so then keep your money. And there have been deals that I haven't done because,
Really,
we
Dom?
did this yesterday. We did it yesterday. Then I turned down the deal in Tampa.
Yes.
So what did I tell her? Keep your money.
Yep.
I don't want to hurt you. I'm going to get a lot of money from you, but I can't deliver that. And she's coming back.
Yeah, it was it was something that was beyond the scope of what we were going to be able to successfully achieve.
But there you are, living authentically in your purpose. Could you imagine if businesses would just go out into the world and authentically deliver what they could and not promise what they can't? Do you have any idea? And if everybody was on that same page, and everybody knew, like, I stand by my product, I can authentically deliver, then that exchange would benefit both the consumer and the seller of the goods.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I wanted to thank you because I did use it. I ended up even using it even as late as yesterday because I don't want to make false promises.
I have no problem now about charging anything. It's one of the biggest fears is this scarcity, this lack consciousness. And when people are afraid and live in lack and scarcity, I'm afraid to ask for the deal. I cost more than what's out there. My service costs more than what's out there in the marketplace. Then that, you don't think that comes through your dealings?
Of course.
People smell it. If it smells, I always say this, I know it might sound a little crass, but if it smells like crap, guess what?
It probably is.
It's crap.
You have to be authentically who it is, but I love the concept of teaching our kids. And where we live, teaching our kids, because yes, they think they're entitled to an iPhone when they're 8 years old, an iPad when they're 11,
I got a question.
an $80,000 bar mitzvah, a car.
At what age did you get your first car and who bought it?
I got my first car when I was 16, my parents.
Did you ask them for the car or they just bought it for you?
So here's a funny story, right? Because I was conscious of what it cost to get a car. So I was the oldest, am the oldest. We went and I looked at a car. I got this great car, and it was a great car. Not over the top. It did what it had to do. Perfect car for me. 2 years later, my brother gets a red BMW because that's what he wanted for a first car. And I thought, wow. I had a Pulsar. I don't even think they make Pulsars
But
anymore.
you could have had a BMW. You
Never
chose a
even
Pulsar.
occurred to me.
But that's on you.
To even do that. But it's back to that. My sister got this cute little MR2, right? These sports cars.
So
and
you
I
got
thought,
the junk.
and I thought, wow. Because to me, it wasn't, I was happy and so grateful to have a car. It wasn't about the next level, but my brother and sister were like, yeah, we're just going for it. And that's kind of what happened.
What age did you get your first car and who bought it?
I've never owned a new car. I won't spend money on a car. I do finance.
What age did you get a bicycle and who bought it?
When I got a bicycle, well, I'm from the Bahamas. We don't have stuff like that.
So how do you get around?
Legs. No, but
Really?
public transport.
You're gonna go to Miami and legs? That's you can
No, I'm
strong
saying
do.
I'm from the Bahamas. I live on a very small island. We didn't you don't get a car.
How do you get around now?
Now I have a car, but I always get a used car. It's usually my father's old car is what I take. Whatever he had
Okay.
before I take.
So
I
your
don't
dad-
I don't want to buy. I won't spend money on a car. I love the idea of having what he had. I don't know if it's
There's nothing
something
wrong with
within
that.
me, but I love having that which was his previously because he takes such good care of things.
Okay, and
There's
Ann?
nothing wrong.
It's really funny. I grew up on a farm.
That
Did you
cracks
get a
me up every
horse?
time you say that.
Well, I am a champion rider. I had many horses. But no, I didn't drive until I was 17. So, yeah, well, I mean, that's, today my son has his permit at 15, right?
Yeah.
So, and I remember before SUVs were popular, we had a Chevy Suburban. So I remember.
Those are huge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember my father putting me behind the wheel of that Chevy Suburban, and I would drive in both lanes. I couldn't. So, but I got
Was
the
that
car.
you?
Yeah. I got the car when we moved back to the city, and I had to go to university, and we lived quite a distance away from the university, and I never forget it. It was a 4-door Honda Civic Shift, and it was very old, and I was grateful.
But that was your first car that you bought?
No.
Your parents bought it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask over here real quick. First car, who bought it?
I did.
At what age?
23.
You bought your own car?
Mm-hmm.
And your parents didn't help you?
My father didn't have a car, so I come from South America. So
They have
completely
cars
different
there,
animal.
yes?
Yeah, they did have cars, but people that wasn't something as common as it's here.
Right.
So when I came here, I said I'm going to buy my car, and guess what kind of car I bought?
What'd you buy?
A Trans Am, brand new.
A Trans
With the
Am.
bird.
What
and
color
everything.
was it? Black?
White, with a gold bird.
God, help me.
And
It's
they
like
used to call me Johnny.
With a gold
John
bird.
Travolta.
I remember those back in high school.
Slick, you have a car?
Yeah.
Who bought your first car?
I did.
You did. You bought your own.
But it was actually my brother's at the time.
You
So
bought
I
a car off
it
your
for
brother, or
$1.
you stole it off your
I
brother?
bought it for
I bought it for
$1.
$1, literally.
$1?
It's a good deal.
But kind of a love-and-hate relationship because it kind of died on me. On
He got even. There's your dollar.
He
You
gave
get what
me a
you pay
lemon
for.
on that.
Yeah.
How about
Get what
you?
you pay for.
I bought my car. My parents bought my first car when I was 18. But I used to drive before that. But they bought a Nova, N-O-V-A, or Nova. In Spanish, that means ain't going nowhere. My parents bought me a car that was at a body shop because it was broken into and it was in 100 million pieces.
Wow.
And we knew the body shop owner, and he put it together for me. So I bought this car, and I'll never forget, I had to go to the junkyard on milk crates because it had no seats.
In the car.
True story, swear to God,
You
yes.
drove in the car in
Me and
milk crates?
Juji drove in milk crates.
Was someone at the bottom doing the shifts and
No,
the
no,
lights
I was
too?
in a milk crate and I was driving.
Was this like a Flintstone car?
That's what
No,
I'm
this
thinking.
was a white Nova, and he put the lights on the back. It was it had the material on the back of the car.
Was it hanging down off the
This
ceiling?
car was pimped
You know when the liner
out.
falls down, was it falling
I
down?
had spoke rims,
Yeah.
you name it. This car was pimped out.
But no seats.
No seats, no radio, no seats, no heat, no nothing. So I went to Crazy Eddie's to get the radio. They installed it for me. They felt so bad for me.
You got no seats?
Yes. We went to get the radio first. Had to have the boom box in the back. I had it in the
That's
trunk of the car.
hilarious.
Priorities.
And we went to the junkyard and we found the best seats that were across.
But you have always worked for what you have.
Yeah, I
And
told
you
my father to pay
continue
you
to
back.
do that.
Yeah.
And that's the conversation, right? It's
Well, the conversation I think is even a little bit bigger. So if I can tie it into the energy of the week, we're at the it's so crazy. We're at this stage in the Exodus story where we're splitting the Red Sea. So that is such a metaphor for what are the things in your life that aren't working? What are the things in your life that you want to break apart, split, annihilate, get rid of? So I think one of the things that is a very important thing to think about is where in my life am I not earning my life? Where in my life am I entitled? Where in my life am I expecting things? Where in my life am I coasting? Where in my life am I not living up to my potential? So these are some of the things with bringing it back to children. We need to raise these questions with our kids, because if we don't, they're going to be sucked into this tech world, into the iPhones, into the toys, and they're not going to even think about, I have to earn something, I have to create something. You have to create your own freedom. You have to create your own life. You know, this whole concept, we sit there and we think with this entitlement that we're going to sit on a mountaintop and go, and it's all going to be given to me. That's not reality. That's maybe Facebook, that's maybe Instagram, that's maybe, this reality where the kids, I love it, where they want to be Facebook and Instagram famous. I go, on what planet do you know that one in millions of kids becomes an Instagram famous? A face, what do you call that? My son plays the influencer and the Fortnite guys. Yes. I mean, I'm going to be one of those influencers. I'm going to be one of the Fortnite guys, and I'm going to make so much money. I don't have to go to college. I don't have to. This is poison.
Well, let me ask you a question. Is there a point in your life when you're older or wherever you are in your life that you say, you know what, I've paid my dues. I've done this. I've had these exchanges and energy and money, and now I am entitled to people to take care of me. I am entitled to receive the fruits of my labor.
Are you kidding me?
Well, somebody said this to me.
Well,
and this is why I asked.
I think I know how I'm gonna answer that, but
how are you gonna answer?
No.
I agree.
No.
Well, I agree as well, but there are people that say to me, I'm entitled to, when you're married for $1 million, however, are you entitled to that financial support?
It goes back to the reality and to the 3 points that I teach ad nauseum. You go to war. Every day you wake up.
We're back at war.
Okay?
Yes.
Every day you wake up, there's a challenge, you're going to war. What is the impact you want to make? What is your purpose? And through which lens, how are you going to walk through your world with which vision guiding you? Those are the 3 things. So, how we share that in business, how we share that with our children. Who do you want to be? What's your brand? Do you want to be known as a selfish, taking, what do you want to be known as? Or do you want to be known as someone who cares, who shares, who cares about their community, who cares about growing and transforming? It's a balance. You can have it all. That's the beauty about life, is you can have it all. You can have all the tech and all the toys and the money and the cars. You can have that. But it has to be balanced with, I'm making an impact while I'm doing it. I'm caring, I'm making the world a better place while I'm doing it. I'm being truthful and authentic to myself, and that comes through, and that empowers others to do the same.
I like that. Going to war isn't a bad thing, because I'd rather be with people that get up and fight to live than people who get up and just don't want to be.
Yeah.
If you fall off a ship and you're in the ocean, don't you want somebody to fight in that ocean to live, or you're gonna give up and just
The
drown?
first time I ever really understood that concept is I was taking a transformational workshop, and there was an exercise where you were on a boat and the boat was drowning, and there were only a certain amount of people who were allowed to get on the lifeboat, and you had to be voted onto this lifeboat. So you had to get up in front of everybody, and you had to do like a 10-second pitch as to why you should be on the lifeboat. So I was really young. I was in my early 20s when I did this, and I was like, oh my God, I don't even know what I'm going to say at this point, right? But I remember I got up there in front of everybody, and I said, these are like pivotal moments in your life. I said, I'm going to be like Captain Kirk. I am going to boldly go where no one has gone before.
And they let you on the boat?
And I got on the lifeboat.
Wow.
So this is either it's something that gets inculcated from childhood, like you have a role model that is constantly, and my parents, man, they were creators, they were doings, they didn't let anything stop them. So my father's gone over 27 years now, but I always say that he was like this visionary. He was the one who went and he didn't let anything stop him. So if we don't have childhoods and lessons like that, then we have to actively seek that out in our life.
I hear that.
We have to look for those experiences.
I was pushed in the pool, and I didn't know how to swim.
Did you sink or did you swim?
I screamed like a girl.
Yeah.
And Dominic Mercado came over and says, "Why are you screaming?" I said, "I don't know how to swim." I was a little kid. He says, he was in the Navy. He says, "You're going to learn how to swim today." And he took me out to Orchard Beach. And
You had a lot of life lessons.
But you had someone standing for you.
Yeah, well, it's either that or I was going to drown.
You're going to die.
But Freddie, the beauty of that is to even acknowledge and recognize that years later
Absolutely.
that you had someone in your corner standing for you. There are many people out there who don't have anybody in their corner standing
Absolutely.
for them.
My
Do
confirmation.
you think that's true? Do you think there are people that truly don't have anyone standing in their
Yes.
corner?
Oh, yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
I don't agree.
I don't either.
I don't agree at all. I think you always have someone standing in your corner.
Yeah, you got to find them.
For sure. Because there's enough people in this world that there are people who want the same things you want and are willing to ally with you so that you both get where you want to be. So if you feel like you have no one standing in your corner, you haven't put in any effort to make the relationships that put them in your corner with you, or you just haven't put in any effort so that they can identify that you're someone they could align with.
Or
because
maybe you don't feel that they are in your corner, but push comes to shove. And there she is. Push comes to shove. I think we always have someone in our corner. And as a matter of fact, Anne, I know you always tell me who walks with us. We always have a higher power that is always in our corner.
That is always in our corner.
So
But
you are never
sometimes-
alone.
Right. But sometimes it really doesn't manifest in terms of physical people around you. And you really have to sink or swim. You really have to
Interesting.
sink or swim.
Well, sometimes you better learn how to do the backstroke 'cause it's easier than the front stroke, and you go. But you're right. If you look hard enough, you're bound to find. I just like people to come because they want to, not because I gotta go find you. You know, it's this old
Right.
thing where my parents used to tell me, Freddie, you're cut from a different part of the tree. And this part of the tree always giving, and I do, and you know that. I mean, I've paid people's rent I don't know. I saw a woman in Tampa crying. Her rent was due. She was throwing it on the street. I said, "Yeah, go pay your rent," because I had it. Didn't care. I didn't want it back. I don't even know what happened to her. It's not even about that. It's about finding people who want to be, who will team up and roll their sleeves to be with you.
And I agree you'd like people to come to you, not necessarily have to find them.
Correct.
But that may not happen. And if you want it bad enough, I don't care if you come or not. I'm going here. And if I believe that I'm going here strongly enough and I put the energy behind that, anyone who feels similarly is going to gravitate and want to be a part of that. Everybody wants to follow a leader who's going somewhere great. So if you position yourself to be that and you train yourself to be that, people will follow that.
I agree. And you do, however, have many people who are very disadvantaged and they're fighting just for their very survival.
Yeah.
And to be that leader is not such an easy state of mind when my husband loves to say that when you're up to neck in alligators, it's hard to find the balance.
See, I find that to be an excuse because if you read any book of anyone successful, 90% of the book is like all the horrible things that happen to them and nothing working out. I feel like just because situations are hard or the alligators are at you or however it goes, if you want it bad enough, you figure it out, period. I mean, look at people. I mean, we live in America. Look at people in third world countries or horrible situations who figure it out. If you want it, you'll figure it out.
It's going to war, but
if you're entitled and you grow up where everything has been given to you, then those muscles haven't been trained.
Right.
And this is something that I worry about with this generation.
I agree.
That they haven't trained those, they're not hungry enough. And if you're not hungry enough, then you're not gonna have the desire.
But
and
that's
this goes back, Freddie, to what you and I talk about all the time. It's our responsibility as parents,
Well, back to that, yeah.
It is our responsibility as parents to ingrain this in our kids, because if they are giving everything always, and we have soothed them from day one so they don't have to cry. So they don't even have to cry through the night to figure it out. I mean, you're going back to the beginning. Then when they're in that first car accident or they're caught with a drink and they're underage, and you then pay those that need to be paid to get out of that situation. When
What
push
have they
comes to
learned?
shove and there's a situation that you can't take care of, what have they learned?
What have they learned?
And then how are they going to teach their kids if they haven't learned the process?
You know, it's really funny because I think it's just a whole societal thing, because my brother lives in Canada and he has a physical therapy practice, and he tells me how it's impossible. The young kids coming out of school right now, their work ethic, it's just so hard to train them, to get them in the game, to get them they just, I'll work my 9 to 5, I'll do my minimum to get my paycheck, and I'm out the door.
Oh, I think there's some that do. I know some of our crew, some of these kids, they work with us day in and day out. But you need to teach them your expectations.
Yeah.
Well, you got to work the line. When I was growing up, I wanted to go to a big school. And I said to my mother, I had this conversation with my mother, I said, Mom, we can't afford me to go to a big school. So she says to me, you will find a way. I was 14 in high school.
I love that. I
So
say
I
that to
said-
my son all the time. You will find a way.
So, but get this, I had a 4.0
Love that.
average. I had every award in the world. I had this, and that. I don't know how the hell I went to high school. My father worked for me to go to this private high school in Puerto Rico. I said, Mom, I don't want to go to a community college. I don't want to go to city college. I want to go to I want to go to university. So along comes Harvard and offers me a half a scholarship.
Good for you.
I couldn't go. Well, I didn't have the other half. Then you could buy a mortgage on the other half. Are you
Correct.
kidding me? So already I'm depressed because it ain't going to happen. So my mother comes over to me. She says, you're going to find a way. I says, Mom, didn't you just see what happened? That school's not for you. You're going to find a way. Every other school after that offered me a free ride. Marquette, NYU, UCLA, everywhere. The poor. I mean, I can show you letters. I was like, what the hell is this? And you found a way. And I went to NYU. They paid me to go to school. I used to get a stipend of like $14,000 a year. And I was spending it on the stupidest things in the world. I didn't know what to, I mean, books and stuff like that, because they thought I was going to live in the dorm.
You know, I think we're getting like, I don't know, I feel like it's very heavy, the intensity of this topic. But if you're raised and you only know one way, which, okay, we're generalizing right now, right? I don't want us to start getting
I like this. No,
this
keep
terrible
going.
hate mail of
Keep going. No, I like where you're going with this. You're
Okay.
raised one way.
If you're raised one way, to be very entitled or to expect certain things, then, and when you don't get it, you can get very sulky and upset and victim-y and why me and all my friends and everybody else. And then you go out into the world and it's the school of hard knocks. You get smashed. Because, so this is what I would like to propose. You could either take the opportunity to go out in the world, get smashed, or you can choose to wake up and create your own reality, whether you have people showing up in your life or not to help you. But at times, we're no better than slaves, because we're a slave to this whole consciousness, this whole paradigm of more, bigger, better materialism. I want what I want and give it to me now, and if you don't give it to me now, I'm going to get upset. And so what do we do to break this cycle? Because we're going to create a reality, a society of people moving forward where we're not creators, we're slaves.
But
So-
not everybody wants.
I'm not s-
There's a bunch of people who will be very happy with getting by. There's a bunch of people who believe that they can give back and never accept anything. I've coached enough kids that have told me, Coach, I just want to be on the team. Now,
Not everyone wants to be a leader,
no,
right?
No, not everybody. And I
No.
used to tell these kids, I love you. You can hang out with me, but you can't be on the team.
It's not about everyone being a leader, it's about everybody living their potential.
Agreed.
That's true. And you have to get them to buy in and believe what you see, because you can see it. They have to believe what you see.
They have to believe in their
That's the
greatness.
challenge.
Let's go to commercial break. When we come back, we're going to continue more with this Energy of the Week. Jen, maybe you'll be joining us on the conversation. See how we do with Mastermind Network. Stay tuned. 888-994-4995. 2 claps. And we'll be right back.
Does your business Moby Pop? A new way to grow your business. Using a simple keyword, drive customers right to you with just a click. Customers will receive your personalized digital business card within seconds with all your contact information in one place, including a gallery of photos, videos, and clear call to action that drives sales. Promote your products and services, or share a hot new listing with custom event pages and RSVP form, boosting qualified leads. Special offers and promotions are directly sent to your potential customers' phones with text campaigns, increasing foot traffic and creating a loyal following. Let MobiPop drive your marketing campaign. Focus on your business. Let MobiPop focus on growing it.
Sexy, seductive, and beautiful. Looking for a professional and talented photographer? Danielle Boujon specializes in capturing flirtatious and tasteful images for yourself or your partner. Located in South Florida, Danielle really knows how to bring out your inner beauty on a shoot. Visit her website at www.daniellebuljan.com or call her at 561-305-2241 to capture your most desirable moments.
Sometimes you need to shake things up a bit, to be a little adventurous, to make your meals pop. Don Pablo Coffee Growers and Roasters has that special ingredient, that little bit of adventure in a bottle to take your dinner to the next level. So take a leap and try one of Don Pablo's fresh roasted specialty coffee meat rubs on your beef, chicken, or pork. You'll never go back to boring again. Go ahead, rub it on your meat.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. That's right, ring your bell.
Anne loves ringing the bell. She loves ringing your bell, I think, exactly.
She likes throwing it
You
at
got the
me.
cowbell.
And we are
You got a
back on the
cowbell.
Brooklyn Cafe TV on a wonderful Wednesday. Wow, I'm thinking, do you feel that? You feel that we can breathe for a moment in time? It's been a really busy day, but what a great day in our
What the hell
studio.
are you talking about now?
You and I have been
Look at the
going.
way, I want you to know this is the way Dawn sends me messages. Turn on the light.
How else can I do it? Because I'm going light, and they're
No,
not
you didn't
looking.
say that. You were going. I'm like, what's wrong with your face?
And,
I know,
they're
but you
answering
are
me.
not the king of subtle. Because one time we were together and I was trying to give you an no, and you're like, what? What does this mean? And I'm like, oh.
How about when you kick him under the table? Why are you kicking me?
Yes.
What is it you
And I
want?
kick
Just
him again.
tell
What do you
me.
want? You keep kicking me. Why?
I
Stop freaking talking
I
about
recognize with you though.
I mean, I don't know. What
Tell me what you
like,
want.
It takes them an hour for me to figure out where the hell I'm going.
I don't want to
It shows
decode
up.
it. Just tell me what you want.
I know, but sometimes things aren't for everybody's
Right.
ears.
No, that's
is
fair.
the
Right,
issue.
Kick, what was that for? Well, apparently now everybody knows that was probably not for someone else.
Turn on the lights.
Turn on the lights.
So I'm going to keep this here so you can keep writing messages.
That's why I actually brought this over here so I can write messages.
You're hilarious.
Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe. What a great day. We've got new furniture, actually. We moved new furniture in while
the
Jen
middle
was
of your
starting
set,
her
she's
event.
moving furniture.
Yeah, but who
Have
else
you
would
ever?
understand
It doesn't
any
matter
other
to
than
me.
Jen?
Yeah.
She goes, how many more pieces before I start? I go, one, we're good.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's all good.
And I said to her, you're moving furniture, Jen's going to be up there. No, don't worry. Jen doesn't even stand on the stage.
Yeah.
It's all right. We'll move everything back where it needs to go. But when someone says at 9 a.m. when you buy the furniture, I'm sorry, it was 9:54. We had a meeting at 10, right? We'll
Right.
be there before 12. I said, all right, we got 2 hours. Jen doesn't start till 11:30. We're good. But now we have a whole nother set for people to use
Yes.
because, and I'm glad that you're here. Ann wants to do a seminar here.
Good.
She
Well,
wants
you can talk to Jen. She'll tell you exactly
Well,
how it
that's what I'm
goes.
saying.
Jen
That's
is
why.
going to set it up.
We never-
I hate reinventing the wheel.
No,
If it works, I just follow the plan.
Well, I'm going to ask Jen, what would you like me to change? And I asked you, do you want this? Do you want that? I throw like 15 things at
Well,
her.
she had a great event, Mastermind Networking event, the Boca chapter, 6 new members today.
I heard people are being jealous because you're doing so many different things at this chapter.
Well, who knows about that? But you know what I do? I love to connect people and build things, and probably my next career will be event coordinator.
We just
'Cause
had
I
one.
love doing that.
Did you hear what's happening February 25th?
No. Oh, your thing.
Yeah.
I know. I'm coming. I signed up.
She signed up already.
She said, is
Well-
a sign-up sheet?
Well, she said she was coming.
Well,
Celebration
on
of
Facebook,
life.
I did it.
And
Yeah.
because this space is so open for events and seminars, you know, Jen doesn't use the stage and Jen does not use the microphone. But I got to tell you, we had to close the door.
Yeah.
So
doesn't
how,
need-
that's how
Jen doesn't
effective
need
you
a
are
microphone.
without a microphone, without a stage.
No,
So-
that was kind of cool.
right?
And then I opened it because I like to hear the noise.
Right.
I don't like it when it's too quiet.
Well, the interesting thing with Master Networks, it's not that type of event, although I'm more than happy to be on stage with a tiara at any given time, but this is not that type of event. It's very much a getting to know each other event where we're all at the same level playing field, and I would never want to be up on the stage because I love to be with my peers. And that's what this is about. It's about building peer-to-peer relationship, and that's what this is.
Now, the
It's
people-
not about who's the president, who's this, who's that. We're all together building something, which makes it so much more special.
Did people find it this time?
We had people find it. I think I did a better job with directions this time because I said that the names of the buildings. So this was a better on my part because the last time I wasn't clear enough, I guess. So I took that, I made an adjustment, and now people found it.
Very cool.
It's a great event, 6 new members. I know Richard is one of the Boca members as well.
Yes.
And he's a Delray Boca member. He's an OG.
And here we are talking about the energy of the week with Ann. We're talking about not everyone, I don't think everyone's a born leader. I think there's different places for everybody.
Entitlement.
We started talking about entitlement and teaching the value, the exchange of a business relationship. And here's how, and I don't want to mention anybody's name, there was somebody here that wanted to purchase a piece of artwork in this gallery. And we spoke to the artist, they gave a price, he went, oh, I'll let you know. Then he told me what he did prior to his life, now to his current career. And I thought, wow, so that's not working for you financially, but clearly we know where you were financially. And I guarantee you, I know you closed that deal. And he looked at me, and I don't go in for a close unless for something like that, especially when it's not my event.
Right, sure.
But I know you closed that. There was no doubt in my mind that
Yeah.
you closed that one.
You know, it's interesting. Everybody has like good skill sets. There are some things that I'm very good at a close. I'm good at a beginning. I'm good at a close. I have people who are part of my team that are then good at the execution of what I just did.
I disagree, may I? Mm-hmm. I don't think it's about being good at a close. I think you authentically believe in what you're doing.
Oh, yeah,
and
I
that's
wouldn't-
what people
yeah.
are buying.
That's true.
I mean, that's my opinion. And I always say to people don't buy what you sell. They buy your authentic truth
True.
and your vision and so when you're up there on the stage, I watch you. You're authentically enrolled in what you're doing.
In the moment, yeah.
In the moment. You're not really thinking about how many am I going to close, how many sales am I going to have.
I don't think like
You're
that.
thinking about the vision behind it. That's what's propelling you and pushing you, which you just shared.
Yeah.
The vision is to be a connector.
Yeah.
That's what brings you value. That's what makes you feel good about yourself. Maybe that's even one of your mission and purposes in life, is to be a connector. So you're doing it through the vehicle of this.
I definitely have to agree with you when you say it like that, because I'm asked a lot of times to be a part of a whole lot of things. I say yes to very few, and I have to really believe in it to do it, because if I'm not authentically representing that, then I just can't do it. I won't do it.
I think that's true. We get to a level in our lives where you can't say yes to everything, because if it takes you away from your passion and your purpose and who you authentically are, then you're not representing who you are. Well, someone asked me to be on a committee, and what did you say?
I said no.
You said not quite that nicely, but yes.
I said no.
Absolutely no. But the purpose and the mission was good. It's just not in alignment with what we're doing.
Well, she asked me for my opinion. You're gonna get it, and I told her the truth.
Why are you laughing?
Because I'm one of those guys that never say no.
But that's not true.
But I'm
You
learning.
tell me no.
I'm learning. You is easy because you're ridiculous. You want to move furniture in the middle of a set.
I think we did it quite easily, though. I think it all worked out really well.
No, those guys were excellent. Said to him initially, he said a high table. I'm like, no, it's supposed to say hot tub. And he was like, we don't have a hot tub. I'm like, I think we're in some trouble here because I clearly ordered a hot tub. So they were very funny and they were good.
She gets people's attention. I was going to ask when you
She wouldn't let him out the door.
That's right.
She didn't.
I wanted my hot tub.
I bet it. So when you go in for a close, do you size up a deal as it goes on, or do you size it up before you go into a deal? Do you know what's coming? Do you size it up when it's coming? Do you see it? Do you read it?
Well, it's like when you meet with a client.
You know, I'm going to answer that with a little story. My son called me up the other day. He's 25, and he is a certified mold assessor and air hygienist and has a mold remediation company. And he has a really high rate of closing. Mm-hmm. He goes and he closes everybody. And he called me up and he said, oh, I closed another one. And I felt I had to have the same conversation we just had with him, because I wanted to share a life lesson with him that you didn't close them. They weren't buying the fact that you're going to get rid of their mold. I said, they're buying the fact that you really care, that this is a health issue, it's a health hazard, and you have a way to help with the healing of that issue.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, I said, yeah. I said, remember this always, son. They're not buying your services, they're buying the fact that you care. Because that's what people want to know, is that you care about them. And that's so you ask me when I have a new client come to me, I'm all about them knowing that I care. That's number one. And if I can be of service, then we'll continue. But if I can't, if we're not a good match, I don't want to continue.
Well, tell me about the seminar. What do you envision doing here?
Well, I love what Freddie said. I mean, Freddie was the one who struck the match of inspiration and said we need to have some sort of seminar here where we talk to people about these 3 keys of successful business. You know, we have fears. We have stuff going on where people are afraid in life and business to get off the fence. And they're stuck on the fence, and that's one of the reasons why people they don't make decisions. And that's the kiss of death for business.
Absolutely.
It's the kiss of death for relationships, lost opportunities, lost income, etc. And I love the fact that we're having this conversation, because it's a 2-pronged attack. It's not just business is not just about the bottom line and spreadsheets.
Sure.
It's really not. And I think more and more businesses are realizing that today, and that they have to start educating the workforce about connecting with the vision, connecting with the purpose, because this is going to be the lens through which they're interacting with your clients.
What if your employee is truly an employee? They clock in, they clock out, they do your billing, they answer your phones.
That's a great question, because you know what? People don't know what they don't know until they're educated. So you educate. You have a seminar, you educate, and then you see if the light goes on. If the light goes on, great. If it doesn't go on, then there's a place for that type of worker as well.
But will you work with a corporation, someone who, right, you've got your leaders, you've got your administration, there's a hierarchy, and you have your employees. They clock in, they clock out. to help them see the vision of the company? Is it important for everyone to have the vision of the company?
It's crucial. That's the alignment. The alignment there is that everybody has the same vision, but it doesn't matter what they do to manifest it. This one can be working in the mail room, this one can be answering the phones, this one could be in middle management, top management, but that vision is the glue. That's the thing that propels them from mediocre to magnificent.
Well, you know, it's funny. When I coach, everybody wants to be the quarterback. And not everybody can be a quarterback. I mean, simple. There are certain things you have to play quarterback. You need linemen, you need receivers, you need... What I love is you take the guy in the mailroom and you got to make him feel like the CEO so he does the best job in the mailroom.
Well, what's the exchange then? The guy in the mailroom.
His self-esteem,
Okay.
his growth, his belief.
That's like a great question, Dawn. What
mean,
is the exchange?
But he's going to end up getting that, and he's in the mailroom. Somebody's got to do the mailroom
Well, it's the
job.
same thing with our interns and our crew. They come to us, some of them get hours, some of them get experience. What's the exchange for them to be here? What we give them and they give us, that there's value for everybody.
Well, don't you enroll them in your vision when they come here first
Absolutely.
and foremost?
Absolutely.
That's it.
No,
They
it-
know that this is a place of what? What is the vision?
Oh, a place where everyone can share their dreams and grow. Everyone has an opportunity.
Everyone has a voice.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's your mission. If I had to like paint that somewhere on the wall, that's what I would say.
Well, they've-
Brooklyn Cafe TV, everyone has a voice.
Well, they've taught, now this is a teacher, and we can go to her experience, but every kid that I've talked to in here says, I've learned more from you being here in 4 months than I did in 4 years of college. Now, I'm not knocking school. It's just a different deal. I'm that door that you go out every morning. Because my father used to say to me, living here is easy. And this ain't life. Life is when you go out there. When you open those doors and you go out, life is never going to say, oh, let me put my arm around you. It ain't going to do that. It's going to try to take advantage of you in every direction. So when they come here to learn, the first thing I ask them isn't what I'm going to teach you. I want to know what you're going to learn. What are you going to bring to the table?
But that's beautiful. But the thing is you're the framework, you're the parameters within which that they're going to bring to the table. So they're also going to model what they see here. So if they see you totally involved in all aspects, which you guys all are, Dawn is in there, she's moving furniture, she's in this, she's in the kitchen, she's in the lobby, you too. So they're going to see that is a corporate consciousness. That's a corporate reality. So they're going to model that. So it's the modeling process all is very, very important. It's all part of it. But the other part is how do you model that whatever you're doing, you're happy, you're good, you're in alignment with the whole. That's
me or them?
It's a two-pronged attack.
But there's a difference in that answer because when DJ, my oldest intern, we call him the intern, came, DJ knows what he wants. But I can relate to him because we're very similar in our ideas. I know what he wants to get out of this. Slick over there is different. He has a different calling, which I still haven't completely figured out. But it's going to come forward.
But wouldn't you agree, gentlemen, if I may ask the question? Are you all in alignment with the vision of everyone has a voice on the Brooklyn Cafe TV?
Yes, I am.
And is that a connector? Is that the glue that keeps you focused in here and sharing and caring and being 100% present?
Honestly, on the first visit when you guys were like telling me what you guys do and the mission behind what you guys do, that's what led me to stay.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I hope and pray to God that he's not here because of the voice in the Brooklyn Cafe. I love that. But like a ladder has these steps, that's one step. That isn't what I want him to learn. I want him to learn how to run a business. Because
But
this
he's
business
gonna
is not
do
only
it,
the
Freddie,
cafe.
He's going to do it through the lens of
his eyes.
His eyes, his vision, because you're showing him
No,
that.
no. Time out. He's going to do it because he has a vision. I'm just going to take that red, I'm going to clean those lenses.
You're
because
just
he has a vision.
That's beautiful, but you're just reinforcing it.
You're
providing him a platform.
I am enforcing his vision.
Yes, but he's learning through what we he's saying, I like this, I don't like that. If I do this, maybe I'll take this, but I'm not going to take that.
He's in alignment with the vision, with the purpose.
How do we ask him?
We're fighting over it.
You know, the bottom line
Hey,
is,
Slick.
at the end of the day,
Yes.
I'm going to be watching, and I'm going to tell you, okay, this is what I see, and I'm going to compare those two notes. Because there's a lot of kids that come in here, and they have an idea of what they think this is about.
But the reason I even got to this, because I'm talking about corporate America. Jen, you've been made companies, bought them, sold them.
Mm-hmm.
Does everyone have to be in alignment? And do you help people? Is that what you do? You can go into corporations and say, here's my seminar. We're going to talk about the corporate culture or the structure of, or what are we going to talk about during your seminar?
We're going to talk about the corporate culture. We're going to talk about the vision. We're going to talk about the buy-in, the impact that people want to make. And not everybody's commitment is going to be the same. But if there is a lack, if a corporation, if you're just getting involved, if the company's motto is I'm just going to make as much money as I can and I don't care about anything else but the bottom line and increasing my bank account without care for the human element, then that company is certainly not going to last over the long term.
What is your vision for? I'm going to say MobiPop now.
I know, but I see
you
Richard.
then.
Go ahead. I see you want to say something.
That is corporate America.
But it doesn't
I think
have
it's
to be, does it?
It's changing tremendously.
What doesn't have to be or has to be is irrelevant to the fact of what is. And I think it's unrealistic, wildly unrealistic, to expect your employees to necessarily pick up the vision. Some people work because they just want to make X number of dollars, and it is impossible to get everybody to buy. Before I got into finance, that's what I did. I went into companies and I would show them how to improve their efficiency and get buy-in and get everyone on the same table. It's not realistic because not everyone wants the same thing. Some people work somewhere because they want to make a paycheck to do the things that they want in their life. Some people are there because they want to learn something. Some people want, everybody's motivation is different. And I love the sports metaphors because we're on the same page with that. A good coach doesn't get everybody to buy into the same vision. A good coach finds what motivates individual players
And there you have it.
and reinforces that.
There you have it.
Not what their vision is, but what each of their people. He wants something different than he does, and if you try to put them on your vision, neither of them might want that vision.
I don't want it to be on my vision.
And I
want it
love
to
what
be
you
on
were
their
saying
vision.
about that. If he's gonna win, he's gonna win because he wants to win, and there's nothing you could do to stop him. He is a winner. He's going to win. If he wants it bad enough, he will get it. Period. And there's nothing you can do about it.
If he wants it bad enough.
Yeah.
I think the best thing we could teach anybody is to want it bad enough.
For them, to want what they want.
Just to teach them
Yeah.
that definition because they're going to define it now.
Because everyone has their purpose and their passion.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, yesterday, Hector, one of our interns, took the mop and the broom and he did the warehouse. And I've been doing this for 4 years. It's the first time an intern, no, not the first male intern
Yes.
to do that. At the theater. Forget about the cafe, at the theater. And I looked at that and I sat down and I said, that man gets it. Because not everybody can be the quarterback on the team. Just can't. It doesn't work that way.
We're not talking about
Yes.
that.
Hector is an incredible team player.
It is.
100%.
But it's about adapting and change. Hector has his own, he has an office. The only intern he has a Hector office. He has his idea. But he comes and he says, Freddie, let me drink from your glass today. Then I'm going to go back and do my thing. And I understand him. And we
love
have
that.
this understanding, right? Yes, sir. He calls you sir.
But it's not about then people having your vision. It's being in alignment with how everyone, I think, maybe works together. Is that what we're talking about?
I don't know what we're talking about at this point.
I think it counts. I think it does have something to do with having the alignment. You want to have a company that's not in chaos.
Right.
But at the same time, I know people go to work for a check. And if you're one of those guys, congratulations. I know they do. They don't do it for the love of. They don't do
There are
it for
people
the
that just need to feed their family.
Straight up.
And I know people that work for internships, they don't make $1.
But the research shows that those people who go to a corporation where there is a bigger purpose than just feeding their coffers are happier, they live longer, they produce better, and that's the ultimate goal.
Right, but the corporations do not feel the same toward I think for a corporation to expect that from employees is entitlement, because corporate America has shown that it does not feel that way. It's about its employees, and if Every business has one goal at the end of the day, one metric they measure, and I know my PhD is in this, and this is what I talk to businesses about. They want to improve their profit or their ROI, which means raising revenue, reducing expenses.
You can have both.
And that's fine, but I'm saying that is their bottom line, and it's because often they don't even answer themselves. They may answer to shareholders. So it may not matter what they want. They have someone else they have to answer to.
Or you get removed.
Right. So you get removed. So the metric you're measuring is that, and so that is the priority. And the way you do that is not necessarily in line with making everybody happy. It's often letting go of people or doing things that aren't well received by your people. But every business should do that because
Jen, how
every
do you
business
do
should
it?
improve their profit.
You've done this
Jen,
a
how
few
smart
times
you.
over.
Yeah, so I like a certain culture, but I also understand that everybody is an individual, and it's not your job to be exactly like me. It's your job to be you, and my expectation is that you come to work, you do your job at the expectations and of what we talked about, and expectations is a big thing, so I'm very clear with what I say. And at the end of the day, the people who are doing the best for the sales in the company are going to be the ones who stay, and those who are not are going to be the ones that are not going to stay.
And it's funny because Bill Belichick used to say, do your job at
Real
whatever,
talk.
at whatever level it is. Don't
Right.
be Brady, be you.
Be the best at what you can be. What if we do a seminar on that?
I think we're all talking about the same
I
thing.
think you're right. It's the delivery of it, right? It's being the best, whoever you are, that you can be, that fills your soul.
Or you're the best at what you do?
I am 100 the best.
Are you the best at what
I
you do?
Not yet.
Are you the best at what you do?
Not yet. I'm working on it, for sure.
Are you the best at what you do?
Yes, I am.
Are
Love
you the
it.
best at what
I
you
am
do?
Nancy.
Still in progress.
I still ain't got the memo.
There's no one that can go shopping better than me.
Love it.
Just
There ain't
saying.
nobody that
Know
does-
thyself.
There ain't nobody that does it better than me, baby. I'm gonna tell you, and I'll take all comers, all of them. Muhammad Ali, Mama Ali was sitting here. What did she tell me? She's the one I got that from. She said to me, Muhammad, are you the best at this sport? He says, I am the best. And he lived it. Right?
There's sometimes, I mean, you do get to be the best at some point if you put in the work it takes, right? At the end of it, it's just
Until you
he
were-
who outworks everybody else is the best.
Well, I
period.
think at the bottom line is what's the best,
I'm
and
gonna
no one's
send
even
a-
asked you
I'm
that.
gonna write you a memo. You are the best. You just ain't caught up yet. This is one of the
Love
things,
it.
the biggest arguments I've had about stuff. Everybody always has to catch up to get there.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I believe we're here. You're here to catch up.
We are who we are, and everyone, if we can all live in our purpose and lead the way we want our life to look like, then we're the best at what we do.
Listen, I love other people's lives. On the 25th, I'm gonna show you what I'm all about.
Oh yes, February
Show you.
25th.
But I also am willing to share everything on the 25th. You come forward, you want to do a merengue with me, I got no problem with that. You want to tell me about your dreams, I ain't got no problem with that either. None of it. I got no problem in shutting or opening a door if you tell me what you want. But don't expect me to tell you what you want, is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That screwed me early in business. I had a vision for what I wanted our team to be, and as people would come in, I'd be like, this is the vision, this is what we're going to do, this is where it's going to go, blah, blah, blah. And I killed myself because I had people who were like, I just want to make an extra $500 a month. I don't care about that. And I was kind of ostracizing them for making them feel like an outsider because, well, you don't fit this vision, even if I wasn't directly saying that to them. But when it became more, well, what do you want? How can I just facilitate that? And we don't need to all be on the same page. Some people want to make a little extra money. Some people want to build something for their family. And it's all across the spectrum. And if I can just facilitate a piece of that, it's going to benefit me and you. Then everybody was able to find a place that they fit because okay, if whatever you want, that's
I
great.
want to do a show on that.
And what?
I want to ask our crew, I want to bring them all, whether we do a 2020 or whatever we want to call that show, on what their vision is and how they see how they fit with what we do.
That'd be super
I would
cool.
like just to hear why they're here, what they're doing, why they like it, what they're taking from it.
Why are you building a community?
I would watch that.
There has to be
Yeah.
something. There has to be something that is so attractive to enroll and engage people to commune together.
Right, what is the exchange? Because it's not monetary,
What is the
our crew.
exchange? Beautiful.
It isn't.
Our
What
crew
is
is not
the
a
exchange?
monetary.
It could
Yeah.
be acceptance. It could be a place where you feel free to be creative. It could be a place where you can express yourself authentically. It could be, what is the exchange? And it's different for everybody, but eventually we find it all comes down to the bottom line, which is we all want the ability to express ourselves, to create, to be a creator, to have an impact, in whichever way that looks. And yes, we also want to feed our families and pay our mortgages.
Well, all the kids in here, what I like about what they do is they get more aggressive as they go along. They take over FAU's Instagram. They put out magazines. They got an editor out here. She comes from, Jesus, where's she come from? Up north, B and E.
Bev comes from Davie.
I mean, they come from all over. But I tell them, ride the bus. Let me learn and see what you got cooking. Not at 10 o'clock at night when you do 2020 Vision Facebook page. I mean, it's a little late. But what I love about it is I learn. I learn what improves. I watch Jen when she's up on that stage. I'm looking for cracks in the egg because I got to seal them. It's got to be so that when the set before you that was on here, we were talking about celebrating life. And I got to make that segue because I got people watching. And it's still a business. But I want people to understand, you want to come. My door is always open. I don't close my doors for nobody. You come on down and we'll have this conversation. Good, bad, or indifferent. I don't care what your ideas are. I told you once, I took an atheist and I asked him, can you say the blessing at Thanksgiving for me? And he freaked out. I said, why are you freaking? I'm not judging you, I'm asking you. At Christmas, you give an atheist a gift. Is that a bad thing? Why? Because you're giving the gift, you're not giving it because Christ told you to. You don't believe in Christ? That's okay, it's all cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So why do we have all these things going on in our heads before we even get out to the table?
You've had too much coffee.
Not too much coffee.
But
I'm just saying.
And how do people reach you?
goodtobetter2020@gmail.com.
More to come. We're going to pick a date, do a seminar, topic to be determined, and see where we're at on that. Why is my chair vibrating?
Oh, that's me.
Why is my chair vibrating?
Your chair is vibrating. She looks at me. I'm gonna look at you.
Sorry.
And then you look at him.
Podcast moment. Speaking of vibrating, we'll be doing that later. goodtobetter2020@gmail.com.
What the hell was that?
We'll segue into that in a minute.
Yeah.
And you work with who, Ann?
I work with anybody that's ready to grow from good to better, that wants to make an impact, wants to live their life's purpose, their passion, commitment, and wants to make the world a better place.
And I think we open it up, we do a Q&A, we fill this adventure, we fill up the theater, and we don't even put it on there because I want people to invest in themselves to bring you into their company.
But you know, the truth is it's all about, are you a visionary? Are you open to change? Are you open to creating new? Are you open to breaking through? Because the same old doesn't work. For some people, if they're happy with the same old, great.
You want to change, yes.
But the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So if you want a different result, then you got to do something different. I'm the different.
100%. You got to look for the change. And Jen, G, and I tonight are going where?
Yeah, are you coming
Where are we going?
to VB20 for the workout?
Oh, yeah. What? Yes.
Are you going to be vibrating too?
Yes.
You
So
wanna
we're
get
going
the
to
iPad? Yes,
we are.
VB20, and we're going to be doing a special workout where they put you in this suit, and it has different power, like
You should
points,
go.
I wanna
and
try
you do
it
a whole
so
thing. Tonight,
bad.
7 o'clock.
Kidding?
I had
Absolutely.
already invited Richard last week. We talked about it on air because Michelle was my guest last week on my show. So, yeah. Anybody who wants to come, I think they have 3 slots open.
VB20 tonight at 7 o'clock. It's in East Book. I actually saw Michelle Friday, and she looked at me. She goes, "Do you recognize me?" I said, "Of course I do."
Yes.
So yeah,
You're the
that's
vibrating
where
woman.
the vibrating idea came from.
We'll do some videos and some pictures because this should be hysterical.
I'm just wondering what I'm wearing under my vibrating suit.
I have no comment. I remember growing up. I used
Who
to
says
go
you have to or something?
I was just going to say.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Aw,
So
don't
it's a
say
whole
that, 'cause
thing.
somebody else wore that before
That's
you.
the other side of the
Nah,
coin.
you gotta
See,
wear
there's
something.
always the yin and the yang of this.
I used to
so.
go to the motels and I used to put a quarter in the slide and I used to vibrate all the time. I ain't got all this idea.
We're gonna fill you in on how that goes later.
That's right. Imagine.
Yeah.
And for all Moby Pop and
at
for the
slick
Master
laughing.
Networking information, Jen, how do they get that?
Go to your text function. The number is 55312. The message is pop. Press send and hit me up. Let's talk.
And they can get the information on today as well and going forward?
On everything. On the information on today, on the Gen G show, on you name it, vibrating suits. We'll have a chit chat.
Can you imagine that?
We should give one away.
A vibrating suit?
Yeah. You got to call to enter.
Vibrating suit. That'd be a gift.
And Richard, how do people find you?
They can give me a call, 561-322-9693.
More to come. Ann is with us every Wednesday, actually speaking with Ann. And Jen joins us whenever Jen joins us. Tune in tomorrow night for the Jen G Show at 7:30. We film it right here at our AMP2 TV studios. Who's your guest?
Tomorrow I have Jennifer Desir, and we're going to be talking about how to get your child ready and yourself for being financially responsible and what they don't teach in schools and what they should be teaching in schools about finances so children can learn from the beginning.
There you go. That was back to the beginning, Ann, right? It all comes full circle. It's not about entitlement. It's about teaching and learning those life lessons.
And earning.
There you have it. Save the date, February 25th. It's right around the corner. 4 to 7 p.m. We are celebrating Freddie's life Latino style, making your pre-arrangements, getting everything in place. So you know what? Your kids don't have to. When, God forbid, that situation arises, your life is celebrated the way you want it, and your family can celebrate you.
So come on down, baby.
We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Be kind to each other.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more goodwill next time. You can follow the cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.